Arizona State seems to be in a deep pothole and sanctions may be underway. Why? A few days ago, there were reports that came out that stated that Arizona State has been investigated and is, well, more rather being investigated for potential recruiting violations during the recruiting dead period that was put in place as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. An insider has broken silence yesterday in an article by SportsIllustrated.com from All Trojans Fan Nation. And I am going to be reading this and going over it and seeing what this supposed insider has to say. The title of the article is Insider Breaks Silence on ASU Recruiting Violations. Quote, if I ever wanted to do a tell-all book, it would be a bestseller. Ugh. That doesn't sound good for Arizona State or for Herm Edwards, who were looking to be Pac-12 South contenders with returning quarterback Jaden Daniels, who is supposed to have a really good year in the Pac-12 South. But things might change as a result of this. Okay. It's no secret that Arizona State University appears to be in big trouble for several recruiting violations. This is now me reading the article. According to reports, ASU has been accused of violating rules set by the NCAA during the mandated dead period, as I've said. The dead period prohibited in-person recruiting activities because of COVID-19, but according to Yahoo Sports, multiple sources indicated that at least 30 players visited campus over a span of months. And 30 players, 30 people is normally more than an entire recruiting class of people that go to a school, normally. I think there's a rule that restricts how many scholarships you can give out, and I think around 30 is the limit, so that's a lot of people. A practice so common, coaches referenced official visit weekends in staff meetings. Coaches bumped into recruits and families in a back stairwell, and a routine developed of facility tours being given around 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. at night. Wow. So they knew what they were doing, and they were, doing their own thing and stuff, and it sounds like this is all very well planned, and probably planned by the university too, so it seems to be really deep so far. Many are upset by the news, including Stanford head coach David Shaw, who's running his own program into the absolute floor, but we'll get to that maybe in another episode. Shaw finds the entire situation disrespectful, even though his coaching's disrespectful, but anyway, it's a disrespectful thing to do, is what Shaw says. That doesn't sound overly harsh, but for me, being a lifer in this profession and a coach's kid, I believe in respecting our profession and respecting the other people in the profession. And despite, as I've said earlier, about how I believe that Shaw is kind of not doing the best at Stanford, he's right here. You should follow the rules, even if they seem to be stupid or disadvantage you and seem to give an advantage toward another team. And many are upset with the Sun Devil staff, but one college football insider revealed that these type of situations occur more often than not. And yes, there have been several reports that have said that other schools do this, but it's normally the little guys that get caught, and Arizona State has been a little guy for quite some time. Greg Biggins, national recruiting analyst for 24/7 Sports, spoke with the Oregonian Live to discuss the scandal and revealed that schools are always doing this stuff. If I ever wanted to do a tell-all book, it would be a bestseller. Biggins went on to say, you don't see too many schools turn on each other. Everyone is doing a little bit of something. If you turn someone in, you'd better be squeaky clean because that will come right back on you. It's not even so much players, said Biggins. Typically what happens is you have a disgruntled coach or he gets done wrong, so he blows the whistle, which makes sense. Let's just say a guy gets fired and he was in on it and he's mad because he got fired and he decides, oh, well, might as well blow up the whole program while I leave. And yeah, I was reading another article about this. It was by someone different too, and they actually had the exact same quotes by Greg Biggins in there too about people turning each other in and how you better be squeaky clean. So I'm assuming this is everywhere, and people who are into this situation have already heard about this. Arizona State's investigation with the NCAA is still ongoing because no verdict has been made. The status of Herm Edwards, his staff, and the football team's future still remains unknown. But from what it sounds like so far, from what Greg Biggins said, among with what others have said, Arizona State will likely for sure get some kind of sanctions, and Herm Edwards' future at Arizona State might very well be in jeopardy, which isn't good. Again, they were looking to do very well this year, have a breakout year after a 2-2 season last year during the odd COVID-19 pandemic, and 2-2 isn't anything to be proud of. Many were excited for them. Some even had them winning the Pac-12 South outright instead of simply contending for it too. So this changes a lot in the Pac-12 South, and especially with how severe the sanctions are. I'm just going to assume that there will be some, whether it's just taking away some scholarships for a year, whether it's a bowl ban, a firing and purging of the staff or not, who knows? It's still very early on, but I'm going to try to continue to be updated about this and update you all. I just found it interesting, especially with the article that I'm reading right now that was released yesterday with some more insider information by Greg Biggins. It's just interesting to read. Tell me what you think about this in the comments below, and if you enjoyed me just reading this off to you, reading an insider's opinion and my opinion, remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can watch more of my videos. I just gave you guys the facts here. Let me know what you think again in the comments below. I'm thinking they'll get some kind of sanctions, but I think the idea of them getting the death penalty or a bowl ban, if it just was them getting visits during the recruiting dead period, I think something as severe as the death penalty, quote unquote, or just a massive 2-year bowl ban would kind of be ridiculous. I just think maybe some scholarships should be taken away, and maybe they should be fined. But I don't think anything massively severe should be pushed, especially since other schools, from what it sounds like, definitely did this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you around.